Hello, hello.
Hello.
Both went to college a very long time ago. I studied graphic design at NCAD.
I did furniture and product design, which was three-dimensional design in Ulster University. Like, I suppose our biggest, not as being a woman per se, I think more maybe being a creative that maybe isn't that well business-minded. That would be more of a struggle for us. I think we're the type of women to kind of just disregard someone telling us no. We're just like, yeah, whatever, move out of the way, we're still going.
Yeah,
and I think that was kind of, if somebody tells us, not this time, or you could, you know, like someone's done better than you, we're like, okay, cool, so what did they do and how do we do that, and let's go again. I don't think we probably have been, but we
don't see it as a closed door if it ever kind of has happened. We just go, okay, where's the back door?
Yeah,
We'll just go a different route. That's totally fine. When it comes to like applying for grants or anything like that, we try and do these things. We might not be very good at applying to do it because we just want to get to do it. So we just find means to just make it happen anyway, you know.
Yeah.
So
in terms of your first question about who we maybe admire, female individual, like I have a really soft spot for Helen Steele. I think what she's doing and how she's broadened herself in a commercial way, but also she's still got the integrity. Like, she's still classed in our books as like nearly a fine artist. Yeah. Like, she is creating wearable art, and I think that's something to aspire to, especially for younger generation who are like want to be fashion designers, or you know, like she is definitely kind of our.
She's a boss lady. She's cool.
Lady, yeah.
It's got to be Richard Seabrook.
Yeah, like there's so many people in Ireland in general, and
I'm just loving his vibe.
Creativity in general, like it's so fluid across the board. There's no one that's just working in design or working in art, and like we've got such respect for Richard Seabrook. He runs 10th Man, and you know, he's so approachable within the design community, and I think he's so supportive, and he kind of gets us on a ground level, and especially from an agency point of view. And I think we've worked with him over the summer with Kaleidoscope, and you can kind of see his passion and drive and his forward thinking,
and just how he brings every different disciplines together: music, art, spoken word. Like, he just sees it all as this creative bubble, and I just think that's lovely to see that community come together and be treated kind of on the one same level.
Yeah, globally, just the entire world in a nutshell. We admire another collaborative duo called Carl and Craig, and one of them's based in London, the other one's based in New York, and like their whole ethos is about collaboration as well between the two of them. Yeah, they've been together since college, like probably like 15 or 20 years.
Yeah, but they've created this like art community when they first started. So I would like to see us kind of be able to have a Gill and Gill Academy at some level to like broaden and bring in, you know, we already work with the people that we share our studio with, furniture designer Gavin, and you know, he always makes things for us, so if we could just build this community like they have, that would be awesome. I think we actually tend to lock ourselves in this place when we're actually in the process of doing something. We really immerse ourselves and we don't really socialize when it's happening, and music actually is a big part of when we're in here. Like we're a warehouse, we just blast the music and we power through it. Before we know it's 2 in the morning, and we don't even realize that we're still working and have been working since 9 a.m. But we only do that in spurts. It's only when like big projects are coming up.
Yeah, a lot of it's actually probably personal work. If we decide to set ourselves that challenge of personal work, I suppose there's always the level of we can do better, we can go further. Whereas you probably wouldn't do that with a client piece of work, because you need to constantly just like meet that deadline and not be extremely wrecked when you go to present it the next day or anything like that. Whereas that's probably how we work when it comes to personal work. With client work, it's definitely down to our skill sets and how do we break that up and split it between who can do what, and also then be attentive to all the other work that's coming in as well. So I think between the two of us, we're really good at splitting a workload down the middle.
Yeah. And then when all the work is done and our bodies are broken, then we go to yoga. But not during. Not during. Like, you don't really make money in this. It's like, it's not about that, you know, and I've never been about that since I was 18. You know, I can go and get a 9 to 5 if I really wanted to, or get a job. It wouldn't make me happy.
Yeah.
People always ask, do you make a living out of that? You know, and, you know, pay my bills, and I can keep creating, so we're doing something right.
Yeah. Oh, Sinead Burke.
Oh,
Surround yourself with people not in your industry that can advise you and mentor you on decisions, because at the end of the day, they probably have your best interest at heart. They're not pushing you for fame and glory, financial. They're literally like your well-being, your mental health.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've friends that work in like accountancy and, you know, consultancy for firms, or teachers, and they're the people that we would turn to and be like, help me out here. And that would be the best advice that we had. So like, find your mentors outside your peer group.
Yeah. And we always go back to the Irish show. Okay, so that was 2017, and it was our first solo show. We'd never done a show before, and people had kind of seen a little bit of our work, and I think we're kind of getting an idea of what we were, but it didn't really capture us at all. So we just said, listen, let's just do our own show, no expectations except for the pressure we put on ourselves. And we spent from the beginning of January right up until launch date, which was the 1st of April. And yeah, I think it was the moment we finished the pieces, and we had this huge ladder in the studio, and we had all 30 prints laid out, and we were just like, if we get hit by a bus tomorrow, dude, this is awesome. Like, high five. Like, we properly cried.
We did.
Like, we were tired. But, like,
yeah, I think that was it. And I think we had, like, anyone would tell you this in kind of a creative capacity, you have your moments where you get that job, or you know, you pull the first print, or you've kind of finished the first piece of work. And then you have that moment of, yes, oh my God, this is it. This is exactly what we wanted to be doing. This is it. But then when it actually gets to showtime and you put it out there, you're kind of like, oh yeah, we already celebrated that. So it was actually nice. We actually really probably got a chance to celebrate that Irish show on the night, I think, because we got a chance to actually see it all hanging, and we did all the work, all the hanging. We, you know, down to
curating the space, invitations,
It was definitely like our blood, sweat and tears went into that show, and since then I think we also learned that that's a lot of work. So we have been able to maybe delegate some of the jobs and the work and collaborate with other people. But that was kind of the pinnacle of, like, we did everything. So it definitely is still our kind of...
Now, we've had incredible moments after the fact, but I think that was our baby. That was our first kind of precious moment. Precious baby. Oh my God. What am I like? We always envision like an actual like gallery studio space, but this glass wall that you see the studio. So it's like you see the creative mind behind the glass studio, but then you walk into the shop and it's just this beautiful curated, like, clothes hanging up, art on the wall, beautiful like showroom space, but behind that glass wall is our minds, I guess, and our...
Like, we always kind of try to describe ourselves as we've got this swing sign that we've brought to pop-up shops and stuff. And it's 2 pieces of CNC cut wood on our ampersand logo. And it's really clean and it's all sanded down. But inside that is these sheets of acrylic that have been used for the last 5 or 6 years to put like inky paint things on and tubs, and it's covered in ink. It's completely obliterated. It's so thick with like all different ink. There's probably glitter and everything in it. And the wood is sandwiched those two pieces together, so you can see this chaos. But then it's just like perfectly finished off in this like nice, clean piece of wood. And I think that is exactly kind of what all imagery of us is. It's just absolute chaos, but structurally and
at the end of the day, we
designed.
hopefully present well.
But that is it. So yeah, it would be definitely a space that could show the chaos and that collaborative space.
Yeah.
But also then, yeah, like have that commercial side.
A space where mistakes happen.